Scene 1. A night like any other. It was a quiet evening at the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum, a place of elegance and history. The night watchmen, Rick and Joe, were making their rounds. They noticed nothing unusual as they moved through the dimly lit hallways. The museum was closed to the public, and the halls echoed with silence. Little did they know this was the calm before the storm. At 1:24 a.m., the museum's security system went silent. This was no accident. A plot was in motion, and no one would see it coming. Scene 2. The mysterious visitors. At precisely 1:25 a.m., two men approached the museum side entrance. Wearing police uniforms, they seemed official and confident. The guards on duty, familiar with the department, let them in without hesitation. There was no sign of suspicion. They flashed their badges, claiming they were there to investigate a disturbance. The unsuspecting guards offered no resistance as they escorted the visitors inside. The museum, usually a haven of art, now had intruders lurking in its halls. Scene 3. The theft begins. The intruders' mission was clear: steal priceless masterpieces from the museum. As they entered the galleries, they expertly moved through the exhibits. Their plan was methodical, their pace unnervingly calm. The men moved with military precision, guided only by the knowledge of the museum's layout. They knew exactly what they were after. The guards, meanwhile, were unaware of the heist unfolding just a few rooms away. The intruders disabled the museum's security cameras one by one. Scene 4. The masterpieces vanish. Among the stolen works were some of the most valuable art pieces in the world. Vermeer's The Concert, Rembrandt's The Storm on the Sea of Galilee, and several other irreplaceable pieces were taken. The thieves moved quickly, carefully removing the frames and cutting the paintings from their canvases. It was a meticulous job, one that could have only been done by experts. As they carried the stolen art down the staircase, the weight of history left the museum with them. The night was still silent, as if nothing had changed. Scene 5. The realization. By the time the morning shift arrived, the museum was still and quiet. The guards greeted them as usual, but something was different. The atmosphere felt off. Rick and Joe entered the security room, only to find the monitors displaying a blank screen. Panic set in. It wasn't long before they realized that the museum had been robbed. The realization hit them like a freight train. Their beloved institution had been violated, and they had no clue who was behind it. The thieves were long gone. Scene 6. The police arrive. Within minutes, the police arrived at the scene. Detective John Doe took charge of the investigation. He walked through the museum's halls, his eyes scanning for any clues. Nothing seemed out of place, yet everything was wrong. The art was gone, the security cameras were down, and the scene was strangely clean. No broken glass, no traces of the intruders, only empty walls and voids where the masterpieces once hung. The heist was slick, professional, and so far untraceable. Scene 7. The initial leads, Detective Doe interviewed the museum staff, but none of them had seen anything suspicious. The guards, Rick and Joe, claimed to have let the police officers inside, but they couldn't describe them well. The museum's security footage was of no help. It had been erased or corrupted. A vague lead emerged, a dark green van seen parked near the back alley around the time of the heist. But it was a dead end. No one had been able to identify the vehicle, and no witnesses could remember anything useful. Scene 8. The investigation deepens. Months passed, and the investigation continued with little progress. Experts from all over the world examined the stolen paintings' frames, hoping for any hidden clues. But the works had vanished without a trace. The theft remained a complete mystery. Detective Doe's team interviewed experts, art dealers, and anyone with a potential connection to the criminal underworld. All they found were empty leads. The stolen pieces were nowhere to be found, and the thieves remained elusive. The case had gone cold. Scene 9. A cold trail. The trail grew colder with each passing year. The Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum heist became one of the most famous unsolved art thefts in history. The stolen paintings, worth hundreds of millions, seemed to have disappeared into thin air. It wasn't just the art that was lost, but also the hope of solving the case. Every lead turned out to be a dead end, and with no new evidence, the case fell into obscurity. The museum's once pristine reputation was now shadowed by the haunting theft. Scene 10. The theories arise. As the years went on, various theories about the heist began to circulate. Some believed that the thieves were part of an organized crime syndicate. Others suggested that the stolen pieces were hidden in private collections or sold on the black market. Some thought the paintings were destroyed, hidden in some secret vault. Experts debated whether the thieves were amateurs or professionals. Theories ranged from the plausible to the outlandish, but none provided any concrete answers. Scene 11, a phantom figure. A man named Carmine Romano, a notorious art thief, was often mentioned in connection with the heist. Though he was never proven to be involved, whispers in the criminal world pointed to him as a mastermind. Romano had vanished from the scene shortly before the robbery, leading some to believe he had orchestrated the heist himself. Others speculated that he had been a mere pawn in a much larger operation. The truth about Romano's involvement remained one of the many mysteries surrounding the case. Scene 12, a new lead. In 2009, a surprising new lead surfaced. A man named David Turner claimed to have information about the whereabouts of the stolen art. Turner had been serving time in prison for an unrelated crime when he supposedly overheard a conversation between two former thieves. According to Turner, the paintings had been sold to a wealthy collector in the Middle East. Despite his claims, no solid evidence was found, and Turner's story quickly unraveled. The lead faded, but the hope of finding the art never fully died. Scene 13. The museum's response. The Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum, in the years following the heist, began to recover from the trauma. A reward of $10 million was offered for information leading to the return of the paintings. The museum's staff worked tirelessly to raise awareness of the theft, holding exhibitions to remind the public of the missing masterpieces. Yet despite all their efforts, the stolen art remained beyond their reach. The museum's commitment to solving the crime was unwavering, but each passing year seemed to bring only more questions. Scene 14. The vaults of history. The empty frames where the stolen art once hung became a symbol of the mystery. They remained on the walls, a stark reminder of what was lost. Over time, the frames became a part of the museum's identity. Visitors would stand in front of the empty spots, wondering about the fate of the missing works. Was the art still out there? Had it been destroyed? Or would the pieces one day resurface in the most unexpected of places? Scene 15. The FBI's involvement. In 2013, the FBI took over the case, bringing in their own team of experts. The Bureau's involvement renewed interest in the case, and they began to sift through the years of investigation. They revisited the theories and gathered new information. But despite their resources, they too were unable to crack the case. The stolen paintings remained elusive, as if they had vanished into thin air. The FBI's investigation, like so many before it, led to a dead end. Art dealers under scrutiny. In 2015, a new theory emerged that linked the heist to the world of art dealers. The FBI began scrutinizing several high-profile dealers, some of whom had long-standing connections with the art world's underbelly. There were rumors that the stolen works had been sold to private collectors, though no one could prove it. The art dealers, many of whom were now under suspicion, denied any involvement. The mystery deepened, and the stolen paintings remained a forbidden treasure, locked away from public view. If you like it, please like and subscribe to the channel to receive all that is new.